Doth thine eyes deceive you? Could this be an episode of TGIW on a Sunday? No, it is happening. It is a TGIW Black Friday one-shot. So there were a couple of comic stores in my area that had some sales, 50% off back issues. So I decided to take advantage of the situation. And some may say I took too much advantage of the situation. I decided to dive in and grab some series, as much of a series as I could, and I'll work on filling out the rest as I find them. So, what did the Black Friday sale hold for me at my two major shops? What did I get myself into? Well, I've mentioned many times that I love alternate reality books, so it's not that big of a stretch to guess that I love What If. So I picked up, on all these series, I cleaned out, well, on this series I cleaned out one of the comic stores of all What Ifs that they had. These aren't all of them, obviously. I can't hold all of them. But out of 40, but between the two stores, out of 47 issues, I ended up with 31 of the What Ifs. This is aside from some I had already as key issues, but I wanted to fill out the series because I love these stories. So I got 31 out of 47 of the What If Volume 1. And man, right after What If Volume 2, cleared out one of the stores and picked up a few others from the other. Out of 114 of What If Volume 2, I ended up with 74 of them. So have a little bit left to go to find those, but that's the fun, right? The hunt, the search. So I got a little work cut out for me there. All right, we're going to take a little time out from the runs that I tried to buy out and take a look at one other thing. Oh, actually, two other things. Pick this up. This was this was a doorbuster at one of the places. The like 1964 Batman and Robin on a rooftop. It was like $15. Like, hey, that's pretty cool for a pop like that. So I picked up giant size Spider-Man 6. It's Amazing Spider-Man Annual 6 for all intents and purposes. So I picked this up from one of the stores because I needed it. But this is to introduce a running series throughout my shows. That is the countdown to Amazing Spider-Man 0. I have been working on a full run of Amazing Spider-Man for a little while now, over man, I don't know, maybe 2 years, year and a half, 2 years, something like that. And we're getting there. We're getting there. So whenever I get another addition to my Amazing Spider-Man collection, I will bring it up and share the new tally. With Amazing Spider-Man Annual 6, that brings the countdown to 45. 45 issues of Amazing Spider-Man to go until I have the full run. That's obviously including annuals. I'm getting annuals as well. So we're getting there, and we get closer and closer. All right, so that being said, going for a full run of Amazing Spider-Man, with this 50% off sale, I decided that I was going to go for full runs of other Spider-Man runs. So, Web of Spider-Man, and I had I had the number 1 and I don't know, the 18 and 19 and stuff just in my key issue collection. So luckily I didn't have to get those. But I ended up, right now I have 118 issues of Web of Spider-Man out of 129. So that's already really close. What was it, 1990, no, this is not 1990, this is 1996 Peter Parker Spider-Man, I think it's 96. They didn't have a whole lot of this. I picked up what I could. So I have 21 out of 57 of those issues, so I have a little work to go on those. But these are cheap. You know, these are like $3 each an issue. You know, and usually can get a good deal on a lot of them as well. So I'm not too worried about being able to fill that series out. Picked out all the Sensational Spider-Man that I could. Let's see. With this, I ended up, again, really close. 26 out of 33 of the issues. So already really close to that. And then this is the 1990 Spider-Man. Ended up with 60 out of 98 of the issues. So, again, a little shy of 2/3. Have a little bit to go there. But I think I'll be able to round out those numbers pretty well. There's a shop that I go to online that's having a sale, and they have really good prices. So I'll be able to fill out some of the stuff there and end up probably pretty close to having all of those filled out. So that's a lot of Spider-Man. So what I decided is, since I'm going for Amazing Spider-Man, and the progress on that is going slow at this point, you know, I'm down to 45 issues. Anything that I need is getting to be fairly pricey, so that's slowing down. A lot of the fun of that collecting was collecting the sort of the bulk, where I could just go to a shop and pick up like 10 issues or something because they were easy to get. Can't do that anymore with Amazing Spider-Man. They're getting to be some more higher value books. I have the majority of the keys, but even if you're getting a non-key issue like Amazing Spider-Man 23, which is just like a Green Goblin appearance, that's still, you know, a 60-some-year-old book, or more than that. So you're still probably going to pay anywhere in the $100 range just for a single issue. So that's getting pricey. So I wanted some runs that I can work on. I love actively working on runs. Just because it's fun to go to shows and dig through bins and see what you can find. So I always like to have something actively going where I can find some stuff. So the What If and the Spider-Mans. So I'm hoping to eventually get a full run of all ongoing Spider-Man. I have barely touched Spectacular. Again, I might have some key issues, but I'll wait for the next 50% off sale, and I'll buy the stores out of Spectacular Spider-Man, and I think that's really it. I have most of the other ones. So that was the back issues. One of the stores also had 50% off trades. That is dangerous, and it proved dangerous. So let's see. I have the first 2 volumes of Elephant Men, which I really enjoy. It's a great commentary. It's a lot of fun. I really like the trades. Like, they're really bulky. The paper is really nice stock. It's just a really quality product for the price that it is. Cover price is $25 for quite a bit of content, and like a lot of backup stuff there too. But at 50% off, I picked up the volumes that they had. So I got volume 4 and volume 6 at the store that had 50% off. The other store only had 30% off, but I went ahead and picked up what they had, the volume 5. So I just need volume 3, which shouldn't be too hard to get on online, eBay or Amazon or whatever. Let's see. The 3 volumes of Redneck. It's Donny Cates. You know, that's great. I picked up the first issue when it came out, and I meant to start picking these up in trades, but I forgot. And then I saw these there, and I'm like, oh yeah, that. So I went and picked up those trades because I'm 50% off. Descender Volume 1. Now, I have all of Descender in trades, but for some reason I can't find my Volume 1. I probably lent it to somebody and never got it back. So I went ahead and picked it up again just to have the complete run on my shelf. If you haven't read Descender, oh crap, do it. It is great. Superman smashes the Klan. What else can I say? Superman beating up a bunch of racists. Great. Yes. I'd seen this. This has been out for a couple weeks, I think. And it's obviously targeted towards kids, which is great. It should be targeted towards kids. Say, hey, racists are bad. And I thought about picking it up, but I wasn't real sure. But when it was 50% off, like, oh, I can't. There's no excuse now, so I had to pick that up. Monstrous Volume 4. I've been reading Monstrous in volumes, and I guess I hadn't picked up the 4th volume, so this was a great time to get it at half off. Moonshine Volume 2. I had the 1st volume of Moonshine, never got around to picking up the 2nd, so I picked it up now. Let's see. Alternate Universe. Age of Apocalypse. I never read through the original Age of Apocalypse story. I am familiar with it. I know some of the stuff that came out of it. Like, I think Blink originated in Age of Apocalypse. I love Blink. I love Exiles, therefore I love Blink. So they had Volume 2 and 3. They did not have Volume 1, but I figured I can get that. I don't want to pass up on Volume 2 and 3 if I can get them for 50% off. So I did that. So having all of that in one place. Picking up the individual issues probably wouldn't be that expensive. But if I can get them in a nice collected format, which makes them a lot easier to read for half off, then yeah, I'm going to do that. The original Squadron Supreme, again, something that I've never read and probably should read. I don't think the individual issues of this cost that much, but again, just get it in trade. Nice, easy to read, half off. It's an easy buy. So that, and lastly, Amazing, Fantastic, Incredible. So the Stan Lee memoir in graphic novel form. Again, it was sitting there. It caught my eye. I'd never read it. I don't know if it's any good, but it's Stan Lee telling a story in graphic novel form. Like, that's got to be great. And again, at half off, might as well. So that was it. It was a much bigger day than I expected. To be honest, when I went into one of the stores on Wednesday and learned of their 50% off back issues and trade sale, the only thing I had planned on going in and getting, knowing that I needed more of Elephant Men, I was just going to get these two things. Like, I'll show up on Friday, I'll pick these up. Like, I scouted out the trade shelf on that Wednesday. I'll come back on Friday for these for 50% off because I've been wanting to get more of these and read more. That was it. That was the plan. Up until Friday, that was the plan. Then I also, well, what I was also going to get, they had Volume 2 of the complete What If, because I've always wanted to read all the What Ifs. So I was going to get those two Elephant Men and the Volume 2 of What If. They didn't have Volume 1. I figured I'd get that later. Then I started thinking, like, well, this volume of What If, if I can only get the first volume at half, the rest I'll probably have to pay close to full price. And most of the What Ifs aren't very expensive. There's your key issues, you know. There's the Jane Foster as Thor. There's Silver Surfer wielding the Infinity Gauntlet. There's the Wolverine and Hulk ones. But other than that, and those What Ifs are not expensive at all. So I thought, you know what, it would be fun. Let's just get the issues. I won't have to wait for the trades to come out or worry about them missing issues in those, which I think the Volume 2, I think there's one issue between Collection 1 and 2 that misses, that omits an issue. I won't have to worry about that. I love having individual issues more than trades for the most part. So let's just see what they have in What Ifs in their backstock. And they had quite a bit. So like, all right, 50% off, let's do it. So I got all that stuff rung up in a number of the trades. I went back to the trade shelf and found more. Like, if we're going to do it, let's just do it. And then while they were ringing it up, because it took some time to get through all those issues. I was looking around again and like, you know what? I'm getting close to Amazing Spider-Man, close, in relative terms. I also want to get Web, and it's a fairly cheap series, even though it's 129 issues. Again, most of the issues are like $3. So I went ahead and picked out all those, and then I went to the other comic shop. Like, oh, let's see what they have that the other one didn't have in What Ifs and Web of Spider-Man. And then sitting right there is, well, there's these other Spider-Man series that aren't too expensive. And for the most part, $3 an issue, and you get them at 50% off. Like, that's pretty good. So I picked up those others. So we're well on our way to a full run of everything ongoing Spider-Man, which I'm really excited about. And I have some wiggle room to actually do some searching and be able to find some stuff instead of just waiting for those rare issues to show up that I need for Amazing Spider-Man. So that is it. That is it for the Black Friday one-shot. What about you all? Did any of your comic shops have any Black Friday sales that you took advantage of, or maybe even bought stuff for somebody else? I suppose that's something that some people do on Black Friday. I don't know. I'm probably doing it wrong. But did you get any great stuff from those sales or from any other fun, nerdy Black Friday sales? Let me know in the comments. Again, thanks for joining me on this one shot. I will see you again on Wednesday for the actual next issue of Thank God It Is Wednesday. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Yay. Later. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.